Hello everyone, this is Vicki Ashard with Nature's Best Art. Today is the second week of a 5-part series, 25 Days Till Christmas. So we're going to make our second Christmas tag. So this is the tag we're going to make today. It has candy canes on it. Okay, I'm going to show you how to make that. I think it's really pretty. It says December 25th on it. Okay. Alright, now I just made it out of scrap paper, and so my tag is going to look like this, and I actually already punched it out. I just want to show you the punch that I used. It's this one here, and it's made by Recollections, and I bought it at Michael's. Okay. Alright. And if you notice on this one, we're going to bring this forward so you can always see that. I have a scrap piece of paper there. It actually says Mary on it. I thought that was real fitting for what we're going to do. And this actually measures 1 and 13/16 across. But instead of measuring it, you know what? I just put it on there, put adhesive on it, and then cut it. I don't cut it first because I might not cut it correct, exactly the way I want it. So let's put adhesive on it, and I use my ATG gun. Okay, I love that. You see me do that? I have to bring it forward. I don't know if, let me see if I can, let me put it on there. See, there's my one there. Otherwise, let me see if I put it this way. Yeah, it still goes on a little bit. Okay, good. Alright. And I want it in the middle. Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll take my Holtz scissors. These are my Holtz scissors that I love. I'll turn this around, and I already stamped it. I'll show you what I stamped that with, the to and from tag, and I simply cut it, and I can get a nice cut that way. Okay, you can use any paper you have, and it could be any color that you have too. Okay, what I like to do then first of all is I actually stamped it with this stamp here. I got it at Michael's. It's a Studio G. I don't know if they have them anymore. This might have been in the dollar bin. But any to and from stamp you have, if you don't have a stamp like this, you can put the letters on there, to and from. And I've been stamping those with VersaFine ink, black ink. But this takes a long time to dry. It's really nice. I really like it. But I switched to StazOn. If you don't care, how, and this is fast drying. It's black, and if you don't care too much about how long you're going to have this on, I use this all the time, so I like to use it on. Otherwise, if you use StazOn, you have to, get your all-purpose stamp cleaner in between your stamps if you want to use the StazOn. But I like to keep using it on this one because I use it all the time. The VersaFine ink, like I say, it takes a little bit more time to dry, so when I do a lot of them, I use the StazOn. Okay. Alright, so then now let's see what we're going to do next. Okay, let's what we're going to do, we're going to do a little watercolor today. This is actually watercolor. So I didn't have a stamp for the candy canes, and I wanted candy canes. I love candy canes, so I drew it. So I went about a fingernail up. I measured, so I'll measure on that one, and I'll start drawing my candy canes. Okay, there's one. and 2. I like that. This one's a little higher, so I am going to erase it. Get that just a little higher up. There, I like that better. And we're going to cover this with a gel pen, so I wanted to pencil mark in that pretty heavily so you can see that. Okay, alright, now for the watercolor I use Hooker's Green and let's see if I can show you. Hooker's Green and Ultramarine Blue. And what I did was I put it in this palette so you can see it. Okay, there we go. And then to test it, what I did was I put it on a scrap piece of paper, and I saw that I had more blue, the ultramarine blue, so I just added more Hooker's Green to this. Then I thought it was a little too dark, and then I added a little bit more blue, and I finally got my my color. But that's all you do. Okay, so now this has been sitting just a little bit, and where is my, oh, here it is. I'm going to be using a number 4 Mimik from Creative Mark. I get these, I buy these at Jerry's Autorama. And then you get your water ready, and I love these little bowls. I have 2 of them, one clean, one dirty, one for dirty water, one for clean water, because you have to clean your brushes off, and then I put it in here when I want to pick up my paint in the palette. But these were just in my my kitchen. I believe lunch meat was in there. And I've used them since 2015, and they just always stay clean. I just rinse them out, and I just love them. Okay, so I think this is going to be a little thick since I put it on there about 20 minutes ago, but I'm going to leave it because I can pick up some water in my containers. Okay. And first of all, we're going to wet our paper. This is on Arches 140-pound cold press. And this paper I use for my, see that bead there? I want to not have that bead there, okay? I use my Arches for my big designs. I love Arches, and I use the cold press, but it's more expensive than Strathmore. But I had to cut down a few pieces of paper that I was using for my design, and so I had some of these left over, some paper. Otherwise I would use Strathmore because Arches is quite expensive, and for a tag you can use what you have, don't have to use the Arches. There's that bead again. Okay. Okay, so we're just gonna wet this, and the more paint you'll pick up, the darker it'll be. The less paint, of course, the less dark. I kind of like it dark. I didn't make this too dark. Let's see, how can you see that? There we go. Down a little bit there. But I'll show you the other ones I made the other day. They became a little dark, and I like that better. So I'm going to see, we're going to make this darker. Okay. There, and look at that color. It just, I love the way it moves, on this paper. And because the water, when you first put see the water is making it move like that. Okay, and this side here, I got a little bit on my candy cane there on the white part, which I didn't want to do, but I'm going to try to pick that up in a minute, after I dry it actually. And it can be various colors. That's what makes it interesting, if it's a little different here and there. Okay. Alright, now we're going to do some embossing. And probably a lot of you have embossed. Maybe some of you haven't. What I use is this Versamark stamp pad. Okay, and then this is really nice stuff. Can you see that? Let me get the names of these. I'll show you. Okay, here they are over here. It's by Stampendous. You see that? They have a lot of pretty colors, and I got that at Michael's. So what I do for this is I just hold the stamp pad and I go around my tag like this. Can you see that? I'm off camera, sorry. Let's see. There we go, just like this. And I go a couple times around. Okay, it's ready to be embossed. So then I put this on there like that. Shake, shake, shake. Put quite a bit on. Cover the entire area. Okay. Alright, and then let's see, I pick it up, shake it, that. And if there were any, I don't see too much, but I use a older brush. This is a tip, never throw your old watercolor or acrylic brushes out, because you can use them for other things in your craft room. You know, I'm a watercolor artist, and I save my materials that don't work for me anymore for watercolor, if that's the case, and I use them for other things. I'm also a paper crafter. I love paper crafting. Alright. Must be a little bit of that tape right there, which is okay. That's fine. I'm just going to leave that on there right now. Our adhesive tape got on there a little bit, but that's okay. It's picking it up. Okay. Now I'm going to use my heat gun. Let me show you that. It has a name on it on the side. It says Milwaukee, I'm not sure if it's a Milwaukee heat gun or doesn't have any other name, but I'll maybe check that out and list that in the description below. I'm going to list all my supplies that I use below. Okay, so because this is a small item, what I like to do is a piece of paper, so I like to put a pencil on it so I don't burn my fingers. Okay, all right. Okay, looks real nice. Now, let's see. There's one more. I turn my mic around. I turned it around when I put the hairdryer on. I forgot to put it back on, but I think we'll be able to be okay with that. So now this is the other part. If you notice, I have embossing around this area too. So we're going to emboss that area. And what I'm going to do for that, I'll show you. I just leave that on there on the paper, and I put my versamark on that. Versamark with, you know, that's the embossing pad. Okay, and I hold it and I just push it in there so it'll go around on top of the embossing pad there that I put on. Okay, looks nice. And I'm gonna get my heat tool again. Whoops. And get my pencil. This gets really hot, so be careful with this. Alright, the pencil really does the job, really. Okay. There we are. So pretty, isn't it? All right. Now, so we have this and this done. And now we can put our red marks like a candy cane with our stickles. Our stickles there. Okay. What I like to do with this is shake these and make sure it comes down, and it kind of separates, so you gotta make sure it's gonna come down for you. There we go. It does. All right, so let's put this into focus. Everything's turned upside down, so I get a little mixed up. There we go. Okay. Okay. All right, so let's put these on. And I love these stickles. I kind of make it a little edge there, like, you know, kind of twist it a little bit so it looks turned. Oh, I was going to take that off, but I didn't. So that's okay. I forgot. I'll just cover it up on this part because it got a little on there too. I think I am going to try to put a little one there just to cover that up. I wasn't going to put it that close, but since I forgot. Okay, and then this here. Now you'll see that this will okay, so we're putting the stickles on, for some reason my picture turns off, and it doesn't record, so I have to put it back on. So what I was saying is that sometimes, see these stickles, they stick up. You see how it's, when I pull it up, it's still sticking up. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but what happens when I dry these overnight, you know, the stickles will go down. You can see on this one how it's not sticking up. Perhaps you can see that on camera, I'm not sure. Okay, now here, I don't know if you heard me when my camera, I didn't see my picture, but I forgot to take that green part off there. What I was gonna do is I was gonna pull the green part up with some water, because I got it a little on my candy cane, but I forgot. So I just put another line there, and I don't really like it, but I think it's too late to change it, so I'm just gonna leave it. It'll be fine. You know, this is homemade, so it doesn't have to be perfect, okay? Nothing has to be perfect in the craft room. I could try to get some of that off. Let me see if I can do that. Let's see here. I would have to keep working at it and working on it. I might do that off camera. I'll keep working at it to get that up a little bit. Maybe I can get that up later. Yeah. You probably don't want to look at me do that now. Okay, so we did that. Now, the next step is, let's put our December 25th tag together. Okay, and this is really pretty. It's shiny scrap paper that I had, and so I'm going to use that. The one I originally did, it looks like I put silver stickles on here, but I'm going to use this real pretty shiny paper. I already cut it, okay, just with my Tim Holtz scissors, make my sign. I'm going to put my letters on first with pencil. I like to do this rather big. I think it looks better bigger. I mean, I like it. It's up to you. It's just a little easier, I think, to put the stickles on if you write it bigger. So let's do that. Let's see how this works now. All right, I'm going to test it here. Okay, it's coming down. Can you see that? I'm sorry, it's kind of hard. Maybe there, I'll move my finger. But I do like to put this straight up and down, so I'm sorry if you can't see this. I hope you can. Okay, here's the D and the E. It's okay if you don't stay on your lines, if you have to make it bigger. And the C. I missed a little bit there. Okay, now you put your period there and your numbers. And I like to pick that up and bring that like that. Okay, I'm going to pick it up, and move it around. Kind of looks like an S. I think I should have went more that way and straighter, but it looks better now. Okay, so of course I can't put this together on camera because I might mess this part up and this part up, but I want to show you how I did this. Basically, I put this on here, and then I took, I'll show you, these, I just happen to have these mounting squares. They're from Scotch. I buy various kind, but I have these right now. So, and I like these. These are good. So what I did was I took 3 of these squares and I put them in the middle. One in the back, you know, the back of this, the back of the green paper. And let me see if I can get that in focus. Nope, I have to go down. Okay. All right, so I put those in the middle, 1, 2, 3, stuck that on there, and then I took my sign and I put it right about there. And what I did was these squares, I believe I cut 2. Yeah, I cut 1 actually. I cut 1 and then I cut that in 2, and I put it on the bottom of this across there. See, put that there. And what I can show you is my hole punch. Let me see if I have it over here. Yeah. What I like to do is use this smaller one, and I put it in the middle. Let me see, this way, to line it up in the middle. Okay, about right here. And then I like to, oh, see, I like to go another one. I like to punch it about 5 times, maybe. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, and then what I used on this was this oh, the name escapes me. What is this called? Everybody knows what this is called, right? And I can't find it. Oh, here it is. Oh, so okay, so this is called baker's twine. And so what I do is I cut it 10.5 inches. And what I like to do on baker's twine, because it is so thin on these tags, I like to cut 2 of them. Okay, and what I do is I pull it together, and this is a little tricky because it's kind of uneven, but we're going to try to put it through anyway, so it just takes a little bit of oomph. Okay, so this is the front, and then I stick all these in there. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Alright, and then I get my middle and I pull this through my middle. You see how I did that? Oops, wait, I was off camera. Sorry. There's my loop, and I pull it through my loop. See, I'm pulling it through my loop there. Okay, and that way it's thicker, because the baker's twine is thin. Alright, excuse me. So let's move all these away, and I'll show you what I've done in the last couple days. Had a lot of fun making more. And there we are. There's my 3rd one. And 4th one. Okay. And you can see the variation of the color. This one's a little darker. I think I do like the darker one. And you can see this was my first one I made the other day, and I made the candy canes a little bigger. There's one step though that I want to show you to make sure that you do, and it's with a gel pen. Okay, and I use gray because then it just stands out more. When this is dry, what I'll do is I'll go around my candy cane with this gel pen, the gray gel pen, and then it'll stand out more and you won't see those the pencil marks. Okay, so I hope you had fun watching this today. I hope that you enjoyed this, and please stay tuned next week for our 3rd tag that we're going to make. We're going to make 25 tags altogether. These make 10 now. My first video was shown last week. We're going to do a different one every week. So, and if you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up, and please share it with a friend. Happy creating!